Hello everyone, welcome to the combiner video I need to get out. And I will be looking over the top 4 combiners, which I'm going to start with Overlord or Mega Supreme. His 5-star ability, Outer Space Storm. Generate a storm that disables nearby enemies for 10 seconds and strike a small area, dealing 6,188 electric damage to all targets and disable them for 10 seconds after casting his ability. After death, bolts strike 3 times, each dealing 6,188 electric damage, prioritizing defensive attack. And I don't think anything's changed from this for Fleet Patch, just the disable thing. And the after death, they are random bolts that they just choose what to shoot, so you don't have any control of that. His 4-star ability, Guardian's Blessing, got reworked as Reflection got redid, and I'll go ahead and read it now. Gain 50% attack and move speed and an 80% with Reflection shield for 15 seconds, then deal 75% of DPS per bullet to a target pulsing to nearby enemies after casting this ability. After death effect grants your team a 80% reflection shield for 15 seconds. And the 80% reflection shield can hurt a lot if he's placed on the fence and he has that ability on the outpost. So how Reflection goes about working is that they will now absorb all what he will absorb 80% and reflect 80% back at the attackers, which can be annoying to face, especially if it hits your jets, gunners, medics, anyone that has low health and such not, which he is a lot better to use for events, and for wars he can be used more better than he was previously, as he did not absorb he didn't absorb with the 4-star before. Now he does, and I've been using him a lot for that way. And last weekend I was leveling my bots with him, and I didn't use the 5-star ability much because I found a way I will rush up the base far enough, and then I'll use this 2-star, which is the glass gas. Then I'll use the 4-star in HQ, and because the glass gas would be active, the 4-star would doing more pulse damage as it is. And this one's the Rage Rush. Raising the combat, dealing 1,238 normal damage to buildings you pass through, then deal 4,538 normal damage to the final target, and 2,475 normal damage to enemies, nearby enemies, dealing ×2 damage to walls. And then the glass gas ball, shoot a glass gas ball, dealing 3,630 normal damage to your target, and explode on impact. All enemies hit, including those in the path and around the explosion, are affected by glass gas, causing them to take 40% DPS and ability for 10 seconds. And I believe before the patch this was only a single target, and now that says that it gets nearby things that it hits on its path to that way. So overall, in general, he definitely got some good buffs with the patch and all, and he's definitely upped it and more useful than he was before. because he did fall behind when the other 5-star combiners got introduced and such. And next, I'll be talking about Leo Queso or Computrin. I was starting from the 5-star and going back down, and he did get a rework in itself. He got his 3-star ability changed from the optics to the stun, and he got a brand new 5-star ability with the patch that is a blizzard, creates a cryo blizzard for 15 seconds in a small area, dealing 399 cryo damage per second to buildings, or 1,196 cryo damage per second to bots. Enemies hit by blizzards suffer 90% attack and speed for 15 seconds. After casting this ability, after death, grants your team hack immune to 15 seconds. Cryo is a new element that they have brought into play, and it combos with electric or stun attributes, which is, I believe when together, they boost each other by 30%, which is more than a fire and acid combo does, which is at 20%, I believe. And the after death, I don't see it being that useful, because there's only a few select things that can really hack your bots on attacking. First being the prime core known as Liege. We have Blades, Durage, Mindwipe Cosmos, Perceptor, and Bombshell, maybe. And I forgot if they hack bots if they're in the outpost, or even bots that have Peacemaker or Tip Top, which that is a very annoying combat, but you can't avoid it just by hacking them, unless they have anti-hack core, which is the Liege, which I believe that's the only core that can. And the 5-star ability, it is very easy to dodge when on defense and all. I faced it before and it didn't cause me any problems. And now for the hack zone, use a super hack on combiners, except for Computrin. These two combiners are immune to it. And a hack on defenses and bots. Hack targets gain 100% attack speed for 15 seconds. All other enemies in the area take 100 electric damage per second for 15 seconds. And they changed the way this hack works. So basically, anyone with the Forge, Lance, Buzz, anything that has a form of anti-hack, it can now take the hack and be fine. Previously, before the patch, even if you had anti-hack equipment, it would still hack those bots. And now they can't hack those who have it. And as I've shown it off in a few war videos about how I beta Computrin and I use Drillhorn, who has Liege, to take the hack, and he's unaffected, which is a lot better now since it was unclear or should I say, the tooltips didn't say that it would not protect them from Computrin and Leo Caser super hack. And now the other redone ability, electrical optics. Last time it was like a overheat optics, I believe. Gain stealth and then target enemy inflicting 648 electrical damage per second and a large area, both for 8 seconds. So what I like to do, since the cryo and electric do a combo now, I like to use the 3-star first, And then the 5-star, because I've noticed before, the 5-star wipes out a good chunk of an area before I can even get the 3-star to combo with it. And I've learned to switch to use the 3-star first because of that. And for wars, he can be great. He can be used for wars. It's just about, I wish he had like a bigger rush area or something like that. And I've used him many times to take out clusters in wars. And he can be used for leveling. But he has like a 50-50 chance to survive. I've had times where I thought he would survive, and I ended up having to drop another bot to finish HQ off. So the more important thing when using him for events is to watch his health bar and make sure you're at HQ so he can start attacking it that way. And also be careful how many buildings you destroy that are anywhere around the HQ, because if he does not have the range to rush to HQ, he will not be able to finish HQ. I've had it happen too. Very annoying. And now I'll talk about the next combiner, which is going to be Predicting or Volcanus, or however you say it. I do not possess the 5-star ability, as you can see. Empowered Megatronus for 20 seconds. Surround yourself with an empowered Megatronus, gaining 50% attack speed, a 30% reduction shield, and dealing 407 fire damage over 8 seconds after casting this ability. After your death, a level 20 Megatronus effect is applied to the bots in battle for 15 seconds, which, my personal opinion of this 5-star, he is definitely worth it, because any shield reduction that I combine to get is always more useful nonetheless. And the 4-star is the extinction, bombard an area with meteors, dealing 531 fire damage per second for 12 seconds. Standing in the meteor shower grants a 60% damage reduction shield. Leaving the area retains the shield for 5 seconds. And what I've been told is the 4-star and 5-star reduction shields stack with each other, so he lives a lot longer. And I'll be able to test that theory when I get my hands on the 5-star myself. And I am one part, as you can see, away from it. And I'm gonna try to pull a tantrum or hotspot next week so I can rank him up. Which, with the next event, I'll probably wait and after the next event, like in a week, I'll do it, so he's ready for the following event. And I'll move on to the 3-star ability, Fire and Brimstone. So enemies on fire within a cone deal 513 fire damage times 3 to outpost and combiners per second for 8 seconds. I did not know about the outpost times 3 and combiners. I learn something new every day, but yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful and all. And his 2-star ability, the Infernum Blade, leave him to battle striking enemies in a small area for 1,770 damage upon impact. Fire a flame wall in front of you, dealing 1,770 fire damage and knocking back all enemies in its path. Enemies already on fire take double damage from both Leap and Flame Wave. And like I mentioned with the patch update, he did get a better jump range, so he can jump into the meteor zone quicker and not be out of range when he jumps. Which it went from 20 to 24 of the jump range, and it has been so much more helpful than what it was at before. And he does lack, when power leveling in Zone 17, he does struggle because there's Microcronus and anything else that will try to heal up things, as long as any fire domes. And if they have Metroplex or Triptychon, the base can have fire resistance if they have that perk equipped on, which is another thing that can counter him. But if you just take away all that stuff, he is very useful combiners. For wars, he can take a little bit of a beating and be fine. I typically like to use the 4-star ability when the outposts are walking towards Predaking, so that I can take less damage while they start attacking, and I'll use the other abilities as I see them that they are no longer on cooldown and all. Overall, he is a good war combiner, and he is a very good event combiner. Actually, he's the top event combiner to use. 17 is kind of iffy if you have a force at level 25, and I'll test it if it gets any better at the 5-star. But yes, the 4-star will struggle, as half the bases in that zone are max and the other half are not. So you just gotta get lucky, and hopefully you get an easy HQ 17 base, which helps. And the last combiner I will be talking about is Galvatronus or Skyrain. With the 4-star ability is a black hole, engulfs a mass area dealing 4,464 normal damage per second for 5 seconds, and dealing times 6 damage to walls, and gain an invulnerability shield blocking all incoming damage for 10 seconds. When your combiner dies, all allies gain a 8% damage reduction shield for 10 seconds. So he is his 4-star ability is a very good one for defense use. If he's placed in defense, and if you kill him at the wrong time, he can shield the base and ruin the method that you're going to try to do. And then we have Red Alert or Renamuck. So I've had it happen where it's after the wrong time and I couldn't destroy something, and I either had to destroy it again or I got melted. Either way, it's annoying. And for offense, he's good for the after death for wars, which damage reduction is always great. And for events, he is not that great of one to solo with. If you're going to try to solo with him in events, not Zone 17, he will not ever survive that. But he needs the 4-star ability at least to do it, because he melts a little too fast when just having a 2-star and 3-star ability. I've tested it on my ult, and it was not fun doing it that way. And I saw the massive difference between the 4-star and not having the 4-star and all. His 3-star ability is Typhoons, I believe how you say, I don't know. Fire barrage of tornadoes dealing 7,440 normal damage to each target in a small area. So yes, that ability can do some serious damage, especially if you have it in an area that's very close together. It can decimate that. It's very fun. And then his Dark Rush, rush into combat dealing 4,278 normal damage to your final target, then create a dark energy that deals 372 DPS to enemies for 10 seconds. If a building in a dark energy is destroyed, the explosion reduces attack and speed by minus 40% for 10 seconds, which I like to explode it just to see it go boom and all. And he's a great combiner in general. Right now, he's on my base defense because, and I've been switching between Overlord and Galvatronus to see what would help me more in wars and whatnot. And these would be the top 4 combiners that we currently have at the moment. And the next 5-star combiner will not be Computron. No, not Computron. The next 5-star combiners won't be Galvatronus and Skywing. They've already said that it won't be them. Abominus and a Defensor. That's what I am personally thinking. I believe Defense is only missing Streetwise as a 5-star, and Abominus is now missing Sinnoh Twin. It's funny enough because they are exact counters to each other and all. And that's my personal thoughts. And right now, Cutthroat Tracks, Power Glide, and Cyclonus are in the web store for $50. But don't worry, if you can't spend, they also have said that they will be coming in a later batch sooner or later. So I'll keep you guys updated whenever I know what batch he's going to be into it. But I would suspect it's either going to be 19 or I'm gonna get a guess around batch 20 or so. But I could be wrong, but it's just an estimated guess. And that's all I have for you guys today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.